That's nice. It looks straightforward.
That was good. Let's do it again.
Thanks, everybody. So that is a background of what Polycom is.
You guys ready?
And it's...
Okay.
That's okay. It's okay. Okay.
You talk. I got you.
All right. So the workplace of the future is something that Polycom is working to create. And our partnership with Skype for Business is extending that promise in a variety of ways. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So Polycom and Microsoft have been partnered together for over a decade. And if you think about what Microsoft's doing in terms of Skype for Business and really creating collaboration platforms that extend across all mediums, Polycom is bringing that angle and that belief into all communications devices. And you might be asking, why is collaboration so critical? There are really the convergence of lots of different themes in the marketplace, none of which will surprise you. I think we're all dealing with this in our own personal lives, in our work lives, but the need to be able to collaborate and communicate on any device with anyone, access information, access experts in immediacy, that's critical. You couple it with the evolution of mobility and everything that mobility means, not necessarily just a mobile device or a tablet, but really the ability to be mobile and to be able to access information and people and to be flexible. And as all these come together, you really start to believe that we need communications and technology to enable the behavior that humans want to live. And there are also new dynamics in terms of what the expectations are for organizations. Teams want to be more productive. Operating costs need to go down. We need users to be more efficient. There are higher demands on costs, expectations on return, market presence expanding, and the need to be able to speed delivery and innovation across geographies. So when we think about all of that and we think about what the reality is in terms of what do you buy, what do you do in order to realize these expectations that we're all faced with every day, Skype for Business is certainly a critical platform that we at Polycom certainly have adopted. I'm sure many of you have or are exploring in terms of what it can really do for your business. I think many people have taken the leap in terms of creating collaboration in the form of presence and IM. And now if you think of what's the next step in that level of communication and collaboration, what does it mean when you add devices to your Skype for Business platform? What can that do for your business? So what I want to share with you is Polycom's approach to integrating with Skype for Business across video, voice, content, all areas of collaboration, and what that really is going to mean as you take your business to the next level. So Polycom has a wide variety of voice devices. Now, for those of you who aren't using Skype for Business for voice, you might be asking yourself, how does this work? What does that mean? But essentially, Skype for Business can replace an on-premise PBX and become your voice solution for your company. Once that happens, you're probably going to want to add phones, and you're going to want to replicate the functionality that you've been experiencing with your PBX. So that's where Polycom comes into play on voice. So we have a variety of voice products. We have speakerphones, we have handheld devices that you put on a desktop, a variety of different models that really complete the voice story with Skype for Business. We also have a roundtable camera phone, speakerphone. We're actually demonstrating in the Polycom booth. Microsoft's demonstrating in the Microsoft booth. This is a very unique solution that's a 360-degree view around a conference table. And you might say, well, why would I need that? If anyone has ever been on a video call while you're the person out of the room and the people around the conference table are chit-chatting and it's hard to follow the conversation, you no longer have that problem with this solution, because all of a sudden you have a panorama view of everybody who's around the conference table, plus voice tracking technology, so you can follow the active speaker and you can also see those people who are around the table, their reactions. So if you haven't seen this, I suggest you take a look at our booth, which is right over there, or the Microsoft booth over there, and see it in action. One of the other things that Polycom brings to the table with voice is a connection with Office 365. So Microsoft has announced that they are bringing cloud PBX services to Office 365, and Polycom is proud to be the first provider of media phones for Office 365, which means that if you want to do away with all of your on-premise foundations for your voice deployments, but you still want all of the features and functionalities of a rich telephony experience for your organization, you'll want to go with the cloud PBX plus a Polycom solution set for your organization. So a lot of very, very rich innovations. Again, if you haven't seen the Polycom phones, they're on display over there, all functioning. And then the Polycom phones are in the Microsoft booth on the Office 365 platform. So a lot to see here, some really interesting innovations happening there. On the video side, so I don't know if any of you have used Skype for Business or Link for video. You might have used it on your laptop. But one of the most typical use cases as people take the journey down the video path is to bring it into other mediums. So you might want video in a conference room. You might want Link or Skype for Business video in a conference room. What that means is that your video solution in your conference room can actually join the meeting and be part of that Skype for Business experience seamlessly. And so we have a variety of different solutions that bring that promise to life. We have pure play Microsoft Skype for Business video solutions. Those would be for organizations that are only doing Skype for Business for their video. We find that a lot of organizations are still in a hybrid mode. And if that's the case, you might want to look at some of our other solutions like a group series, which can function as a Link or Skype for Business endpoint, join the Skype for Business video call, but still function as a standards-based unit. And we have one more solution, and that is our interoperability play, which brings together the best of both worlds. So it's very common when we're talking to our customers and organizations that are in transition to Skype for Business, that you might have a hodgepodge of solutions. You might have Link, you might have Skype for Business, you might have Cisco, you might have Polycom, but in the workplace of the future, in the expectations of today, you want everything to work together. And so Polycom has introduced Real Connect, which is a solution which brings everything together in one video call, the ability to share content with all devices. And the most interesting part of this solution is that it integrates into your existing workflow. So you don't have to call your colleague or your partner and say, hey, what device are you using? Or are you on Skype? Or are you on Cisco? Or, let me give you a certain protocol to type in, or a service, and you spend half your time on the phone before the meeting organizing what will be the video call. With Real Connect, you can actually embed an appropriate link into your Outlook calendar, and any device can join it instantly and connect into the same video call. So we're essentially taking a lot of the complexity out of the meeting join experience. And this will preserve the experience that you're accustomed to. So if you're a Skype for Business user and you're accustomed to the Link or the Skype for Business display, that's what you're going to see. If I'm on a Polycom group series and I'm used to seeing more of, this kind of the Hollywood squares, that experience is going to be preserved for me. The way I see content, I'm going to continue to see content. The way you see content in your Skype for Business, you're going to see content that way. So it's preserving the experience, it's working into the workflow to create the most natural and the most intuitive experience for your users. I don't know if anybody saw today, but we were streaming an announcement from the Microsoft booth on the Surface Hub. Polycom made some huge advancements in our technology which we announced today, just about 2 hours ago. So this is hot off the press. Really subscribing to and delivering on the promise of the workplace of the future. So I'm going to show you a couple of those right now. The first is what I mentioned earlier, the delivery on the promise of a solution set for Office 365 voice. So that is actually on display right now. It's the first demonstration of the VVXs on Cloud PBX ever. So very exciting. The next is equally as groundbreaking. It's something that we're calling the Real Presence Trio. And you might recognize some similarity to the iconic Polycom-shaped speakerphone. In fact, it's so much more than a speakerphone that we're calling it a collaboration smart hub. And the reason is it is going to take the absolute best audio experience you have ever experienced on a phone, plus give you the ability to add video and content. And if that is not enough, it also is going to be able to work as a Skype for Business endpoint. So that is truly groundbreaking, and you hear a lot of enthusiasm from the Polycom teammates, but we actually have that on display in our booth as well. So this is the first demonstration ever. This has been kind of locked down, top secret, but it really is going to shake the collaboration space in terms of what it means to be the workplace of the future. So please head over and see a live demo of that, because you won't be disappointed. Another solution that we announced today is called Real Presence Centro. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those today for you. It's quite massive, so that was a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It would be as big as this theater, but essentially it is a collaboration room with the camera and the video screens in the center of the experience. So it really, if you think about what do you need to have a fabulous brainstorming creative session with your teammates? You've got an office in New York, you've got an office in LA, you've got an office in Tokyo, and you want to throw ideas around, and you want to be comfortable, and you want to just lock yourselves in a room or a virtual room for 5 hours and just get your ideas across. This would be a solution for that. You plop it, in the middle of comfortable seating arrangement. You have these screens in the center, and you have this familiar 360-degree camera. So I'm able to look eye to eye with all of my colleagues, whether you're in the room with me or whether you're overseas or in a different office, and you're able to have true collaboration in a comfortable session that can go on for multiple hours. This also integrates with Skype for Business. So that's what we have to share with you today. Thank you for joining us. Be happy to answer any questions about Skype for Business, Polycom. Again, please join us at our booth to see some of our live demos, and thank you very much.